This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight in the South today, a Dunedin electronics salesman is a Gran Turismo sports sensation despite not owning a car. Otago Museum is set to fall almost silent during the first hour of being open this weekend with a quiet exhibition. And it is not every day primary school pupils beat secondary school pupils in an art competition. Good evening, I'm Anastasia Munzer. He doesn't even own a car, but Dunedin man Simon Bishop is a top New Zealand racing driver. The electronics salesman is a Gran Turismo sports sensation. Later this month, he heads to New York to represent Toyota in the latest leg of the car racing simulation games World Tour.
Bishop on the outside in the Toyota. Oh, he goes on. They're side by side still. And Toyota and Simon Bishop take victory here in the Manufacturers Series final. Well,
Simon Bishop doing what he does best, winning a thriller at the Nürburgring in Germany back in June, helping his Toyota team win the Gran Turismo Manufacturers Cup. His skills honed from many hours of playing the popular PlayStation game in the comfort of his Dunedin home.
You qualify for these events by playing the game online in your own house, so that's what I do. I sit at home and I have my own wheel set up.
The 29-year-old had dreams of being a racing star, and the simulator game has allowed him to live out his high-speed fantasies. It also means he gets a taste of the jet-set lifestyle without risking death or spending millions of dollars.
It allows me to live out the dream that I had as a kid, but without having to mortgage the house.
Bishop practices for hours each night and currently holds the hotly contested top ranking in New Zealand. He says the key difference between playing Gran Turismo and other esports is the skills are directly transferable to driving real cars.
You can't have someone win the Rugby 19 esports series and get a contract with the Highlanders. But there are people that win the Gran Turismo series and get a contract to race full-time in Europe, which is what the current Gran Turismo World Champion does.
And while other esports stars earn massive paychecks for games like Fortnite, Gran Turismo drivers get no prize money, although Bishop says free trips around the world to stay in five-star hotels isn't a bad perk.
Because I'm allowed to leave, but I think most people would say, hey, would you give up $500 to go overseas to Europe for a week? I think most people would say yes.
The next stop on the Gran Turismo World Tour is New York later this month, and the lad from Down Under's made sure he's qualified for that one. In Dunedin in the South today.
A burst water main has flooded several central Queenstown streets, sweeping away cars, inundating a luxury hotel and sending debris into Lake Wakatipu. Fire crews were called mid-morning after the water main on Thompson Street burst, sending water cascading down the street as well as Brunswick Street and Lake Esplanade. A 300-metre stretch of Thompson Street was cordoned off by police. Photos shared by police show the floodwaters had swept away parked cars while water flooded the St Moritz Hotel. Queenstown Lakes District Council says the flooding happened after a contractor hit a water main pipe. Otago Museum is set to fall almost silent during the first hour of being open this weekend. The initiative is so people on the autistic spectrum can enjoy the galleries without the usual noise of a busy public space. Quiet Hour ties in with an exhibition of art created by people with autism or Asperger's, which is on display at the museum's HD Skinner Annex.
Dunedin artist Warren Goodwin putting together his life-size models of science fiction characters for this year's exhibition of art created by people with autism or Asperger's. Held at Otago Museum's HD Skinner Annex, the Index exhibition features a wide range of art, from landscapes to abstract pastel drawings and video screens.
We're all individuals. We have similarities, but we have, as you can see with the amazing array of, unique expressions, that there's a lot of unique and individuality within the group.
Tying in with the exhibition, the museum is holding a quiet hour on both Saturday and Sunday with autistic people in mind.
So it's an hour, 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock before the museum actually opens, and so people can come in, and have a bit of time to themselves. There won't be the noisiness, there won't be the hustle and bustle.
Patterson says many people with a diagnosis of autism are hypersensitive to loud sounds.
So if I'm in a crowd at something and people are clapping, that can really just set me into fight or flight mode.
So the museum will be turning off the waterfall at Tuhura's tropical forest, as well as turning down in-house music to make the environment more appealing to those who want to avoid sensory overload. Patterson also advises when interacting with an autistic person, it can help to explore other channels of communication.
Because language is a bit difficult for us, and we may say things that we've read and it may not be actually how we feel. So we might mimic things. So that would be the key, I think, is communication, and that's, I think, a lot of what we have here with the artwork is each of the artists is communicating something to us.
The Index exhibition is set to run until the middle of the month. In Dunedin, the South Today.
The New Zealand Transport Agency is warning motorists to take care across the south over the weekend, with snow, ice and strong winds predicted. NZTA says lower temperatures mean South Island roads may be affected by ice and black ice, and is advising motorists to slow down and drive to the conditions. Chains are essential in Arthur's Pass due to snow, while drivers on the Kaikoura Coast Road are being warned of very high winds. A king tide and strong winds may cause waves to break on State Highway 6 north of Westport. It is not every day primary school pupils beat secondary school pupils in an art competition, but the tenacious youngsters from Bathgate School have earned the right to be very proud of themselves after beating older students at the recent ShowQuest competition in Invercargill.
Back on home turf after beating the big kids. Showing their winning designs off on their home stage, Bathgate Park School pupils are proud of their achievements at ShowQuest, and so is the school's artist-in-residence, Janet DeWatt.
Bathgate Park School has won the wearable arts section of Otago and Southland for ShowQuest, and it's a big performance thing that lots of schools entered into, and we've won the whole first prize of Southland and Otago, so we're really chuffed.
The school was recently told it won the wearable arts component of the Southern Regional ShowQuest competition. ShowQuest is a new nationwide event for years 1 to 13 pupils to showcase music, drama, the arts and dance. DeWatt says the children's outfits attracted the judges' attention.
The children have made all their wearable arts, and it's all based on the Pacifica, and they've used all materials that can be reused, from wallpaper to old dressmaking patterns to you name it, we reuse.
To be a part of ShowQuest, teams of pupils create, produce and perform an original theatrical production consisting of pupil-designed and constructed costumes and props, presented in a choreographed and themed mini-spectacular.
So the costumes were made from aged 5 to about 7, the younger classes, they made them. So they were made from about, 50 children have made them.
DeWatt says the pupils were working on the wearable arts component for 2 terms and are very excited by the result, especially as their total budget was just $60. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, we take a look at part 5 of our 7-part series about the volunteers who helped after the devastating Christchurch mosque attacks.
At Alex Campbell Menswear, we bring you the best value. We have bought a massive selection of moleskins, and we're passing on the savings to you. Buy 1 pair, save $25. Buy 2, save $60, and we have a great deal on our knitwear. Look at it all, 25% off all our knitwear. And to go with the knitwear, what about a nice warm shirt? These are 25% off too. And while we're doing the 25% off, what about on the jackets? 25% off them as well.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So check us out for massive savings this winter.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Welcome back. The Christchurch terror attack in March devastated the Muslim community and the city. Several volunteer groups rallied to support victims' families, the injured, as well as the wider Muslim community. Here is part 5 of our 7-part series looking at just a few of the hundreds of volunteers who helped out.
Today is just a gathering for everybody to come together, to have some food and just to thank them for the 3 months of work that they have been putting into. Our volunteers have been delivering boxes to 80 families for 2.5 months. These are donations from the New Zealand public. So I'm so grateful because they've led that. They've been working so hard. The volunteers should be proud of what they have achieved and what they've given to the community.
I kept on helping, delivering food and all kinds of things to the victims that needed it. And obviously, with the intensity of the media kind of like dying down, there's less and less people volunteering their time. So I just carried on doing the necessary work. It's kind of funny because what has happened continued to be fresh in my mind. So in our last drop-off of things to the victims, I was just talking to somebody that was actually doing it with me, it felt like it was only a month ago, but apparently it's been 3 months. So it's really funny because I don't really do this every single day, but it just felt like it's not too far ago, and I think some people, especially those who are affected, might, for better or worse, unfortunately, continue to live through some of these effects to this day. So, yeah, I think it's an experience that even those who are actually just helping still feel, which is unfortunate because I think, and it's actually a good thing for the rest of the New Zealand society that they kind of have carried on, I guess, in a way. But for some of us, it's still fresh.
She gave 2 months of free service to the community full time. That is amazing.
You know what I'm organising? Portaloos. That's how important I am.
I've been working at the Christchurch Arts Festival, and it has been amazing. That I think for my own mental health, it was time to move on. I'm not a counsellor, I'm not a psychologist, but I had to hear and deal with some pretty heavy stuff, and I think after 3 months, that was probably as much as I could take. It's really hard, it's still there, but yeah, so raw, even now, it's just bizarre. I think I'm okay, and then I start talking about it and thinking about it, and it's, I feel like everyone's moved on. Like, I know they probably haven't, but I feel like Christchurch has moved on and there's still so much more to do, and they're hurting, and yeah. How I used to feel about the Muslim community, what I perceived to be how they were isn't at all what they're like. They can joke around and they are super supportive and funny, and they're just like you and me. But I guess you don't see that beyond the scarf or beyond the perception that we've been told about Muslim people and Islam. It's nothing like that, and I guess that was a big learning lesson for me, and I just wish that everybody took the time to learn more about people and their culture. And I think the biggest thing I took away from that is there's a difference between culture and religion. And I think if people understood that more, then maybe we wouldn't be having the issues that we have today. Maybe.
And we'll bring you part 6 of the 7 videos in Monday's bulletin. After the break on the South today, an 82-year-old broke 26 records at the National Powerlifting Championships in Christchurch. And we'll give you more information on tomorrow's ODT and the weather.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. For a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garradoor's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
At Alex Campbell Menswear, we bring you the best value. We have bought a massive selection of moleskins and we're passing on the savings to you. Buy one pair, save $25. Buy two, save $60, and we've got a great deal on our knitwear. Look at it all, 25% off all our knitwear. And to go with the knitwear, what about a nice warm shirt? These are 25% off too. And while we're doing the 25% off, what about on the jackets? 25% off them as well.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So check us out for massive savings this winter.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Welcome back. Bruce Park made up for some lost time last weekend. The 82-year-old broke 26 records at the National Powerlifting Championships in Christchurch, and that's not a bad effort by any account, even more for someone returning from 18 months of recovery.
Demonstrating his characteristic strength and determination, soon-to-be 82-year-old Bruce Park back training at his local gym after breaking 26 records at the National Powerlifting Championships in Christchurch last weekend.
Yeah, I even got a bit of a surprise about that because I didn't know that they were taking quite so much notice. I was only just competing.
He recorded a 107 kilogram squat, a 62 kilogram bench press and a 161 kilogram deadlift for a total of 330 kgs. Not only did that break the marks in his own age group, it broke many in the younger grades as well.
The numbers come up in the fact that that's still for lower down as well. They can't lift that weight either. So that gives me the extra records.
But more than that, Park is just thrilled to be back competing after complications from open heart surgery 3 years ago.
Yeah, well, I had an open heart surgery, yeah, and that was a leaking valve in the aorta, so they put a new one in. And the terrible thing about this is they went to Australia to get the valve. Terrible. So I've got a chunk of Australian in me now. That's not good.
The sport's enabled the former athletics coach to still get a competitive buzz after taking up powerlifting at the age of 70, gradually increasing the weights with a personal best deadlift of 197 kilograms.
But that's my coach that's had a lot to do with that, because she whips me along with a whip, you know. It's very embarrassing, but that's what she does. Stirs me up. No, she's lovely. She is lovely.
And Bruce Park says he doesn't plan to stop competing anytime soon. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A Dunedin electronics salesman is at the top of the Gran Turismo sport e-gaming world, despite not even owning a car in the real world. The Otago Museum is set to fall almost silent during the first hour of being open this weekend, with a quiet exhibition from a collection of artists on the autistic spectrum. And wearable art produced by Bathgate Park school youngsters helped the school beat secondary school pupils at the Southern Show Quest competition. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Mike and Craig.
Good evening. Yeah, we've got a special feature. Thursday of next week, August 8, marks 40 years since the Abbotsford Slips back in 1979. Yeah, big event for Dunedin, obviously. We catch up with Suzanne Emsley, who was 13 at the time and living in Christie Street, Abbotsford, with her parents. She remembers the night distinctly when the house began to slide about 9 o'clock at night. They were trying to retrieve their personal belongings and had to rush outside and found themselves marooned on an island in the middle of the slip. Yeah, she talks about the drama, of the night as her dad, by torchlight, tried to get them to safety. Just other residents screaming and houses, the screeching of the houses as they were ripped apart. 69 houses were dragged down in that slip. So
it'll be an interesting story, yeah.
It is great. Chris Morris has had a good look at it, and yeah, it's well worth a read. On the sporting front, we talked to Dunedin swimming sensation Erica Fairweather, who's making a bit of a name on the national scene. Recent performances at the World Cups in Korea, she claimed 2 top 20 finishes.
Ooh.
Just 15 years old in Kavanagh College, so she's doing some amazing things there. Off next week to the World Junior Champs, and based on the time she's achieving, she could be a realistic medal chance there, so big things expected of her. And plenty of reading in our weekend mix as well. We've got an extract from a new book by Michael Donaldson about local brewer Richard Emerson called The Hop Father. Of course, Richard started Emerson's brewery sort of almost as a backyard brewery in Dunedin back in 1992, and it's really just taken off, become a bit of an institution around the city.
Yes.
And purchased by Lion Breweries in 2012, so that's again well worth a read, and plenty of other reading in our weekend mix as well.
Awesome, cool. Thank you, Craig.
Thanks.
And now time for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with today's southern view, hope you have your washing inside as wet weather is predicted for the weekend. Looking at the situation, strong winds tomorrow could be near gale force on the south coast with rain developing during the day. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect a rainy day and 11 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim are also due for a cloudy day with a high of 14 degrees. Moving down to Canterbury, where there's set to be grey skies across the region, 12 degrees for Kaikoura, 11 degrees for Christchurch and 12 for Ashburton. Looking at what's in store for the southern towns, Balclutha, Lumsden, the Catlins and Gore can all expect southwesterly gales and rain with 8 degrees. Travelling westward to the Central Lakes, you're all set to have strong westerlies and showers. Alexandria, you're likely to be the warmest on 8 degrees, while Wanaka, Queenstown and Te Anau are all due for 7 degrees. Looking at the northern towns along the coast, Timaru and Oamaru can expect moderate northwesterlies, some high cloud. 11 degrees for Timaru and 10 for Oamaru. Heading inland, Twizel and Omarama, you are set to have fresh westerlies, cloud increasing and 8 degrees. And Dunedin, showers clearing tonight with strong southwesterlies decreasing with overnight low of 5. Mostly fine tomorrow with sunny periods at first, but high cloud increasing and mild and moderate northwesterly winds developing. Some showers predicted and fresh cold southwesterlies from evening. A high of 10 and a low of 4, becoming fine on Sunday with sunny periods increasing and gusty cold southwest winds easing. Looking at a chilly high of 7 and a low of 2. And moving to Invercargill, showers clearing tonight with gusty southwesterlies easing, an overnight low of 5, westerly winds becoming strong to gale tomorrow with rain developing, then easing to showers with colder southwesterlies during the afternoon. Expect a high of 8 degrees and a low of 3, cloudy with showers on Sunday and strong southwesterlies, a high of 6 and a low of 3. That's all for the latest news this Friday. Have a great evening, ka kite anō, and thanks for joining us.